the world ended. Survival was a lie, and silence was the loudest scream. Snow hissed across the floodlights, swirling like ash. Beyond the fence, something moved. Fast. Sergeant Mara Vale gripped her rifle. The cold bit through her gloves as the first zombie slammed against the wire. Electric sparks danced across its face, but it didn't stop. It burned, screamed, and kept climbing. Dozens followed, pounding the fence until the steel bowed. "Contact north!" Vale shouted. "Sound the horn!" The siren wailed through the blizzard. Doors burst open. Soldiers, mechanics, cooks, civilians. Panic ripped through the outpost like fire. The fence gave way, and the zombies poured through. Private Park opened fire. Heads burst white against the snow, but the dead kept coming, faster than anyone had seen. Eyes glowing amber, jaws torn wide, bones cracking as they sprinted. "Hold the line!" Vale yelled. "Short bursts, make them count!" One leapt the wall, snarling. Corporal Ilya swung a shovel, cracking its neck. The body twitched on the ice. "South fence breached!" Someone screamed over the radio. 2 fronts. The base was collapsing. Doc Noor pointed toward the frozen lake behind them. "That ice can't hold weight," he said. "We could drown them." Vale's eyes locked on the dark water. "Huh, then that's our plan." They sprinted through the chaos, gunfire screaming, snow turning red. Vale kicked open the motor pool doors. "Form a corridor," she ordered. Trucks and snowplows became makeshift walls. "Civilians down the middle, soldiers on both sides." Zombies hit the open ground, sprinting on all fours, their claws scraping ice. Park was pulled down. Vale dragged him free by the vest. His arm bled, but he stayed on his feet. "Keep moving." The smell of diesel and rot mixed in the air. The gunfire was deafening. Every breath looked like smoke. They broke through to the lake's edge, a wide sheet of black glass under the storm. "Charges!" Vale yelled. Ilya was already kneeling, shaking hands, setting explosives in a long line. 30 seconds fuse," he said. "If this doesn't crack, nothing will." Vale turned to the terrified faces behind her. A child crying, an old woman whispering prayers. "When I say drop, you hit the snow. Don't move till it's quiet." The first wave of zombies burst from the smoke, shrieking like metal tearing apart. Vale pulled a flare from her vest and lit it, glowing crimson in the blizzard. "Come on then, come and get us." Vale ran onto the lake. Her boots slid across the cracking ice. The zombies followed, hundreds of them. The sound was thunder and bone. Ilya lit the fuse. The charges glowed, hissing under the snow. Vale dropped flat. "Down!" The explosions rolled, deep, echoing through the mountains. Cracks spidered across the ice like lightning veins. Then the lake split open. Zombies plunged into the black water. Some vanished instantly. Others clawed at the edges, pulling more down with them. Steam rose in ghostly sheets. One zombie landed on Vale, snapping inches from her throat. She jammed her knife up beneath its chin. Noor's rifle barked beside her, dropping another mid-leap. "Fall back!" Park shouted as the lake began splitting toward them. Vale hauled him up and they ran for the bunker, snow exploding underfoot. The steel doors slammed behind them. Outside, pounding, shrieks, then scraping. Then, silence. Inside, the air stank of fear and metal. Vale counted faces. 3 missing, 2 dying, 1 bleeding out. Noor's gloves were red. Park's sleeve was soaked. "We hold 1 hour," Vale said. "Then we walk out." A man whispered, "They're changing. Faster, stronger." Vale stared at the door. "Then we adapt faster." Dust rained from the ceiling. The pounding stopped completely. That silence, it wasn't peace, it was waiting. Vale cracked the inner hatch. Frost blew in. Outside, stillness. The world was glass and blood. The remaining zombies were slower now, joints stiff, movements jerky. "Take the heads," Vale said softly. They moved like shadows, no words, just the sound of steel and snow. Each shot echoed across the frozen base like a heartbeat. At the fuel dump, Ilya set his final charge. The civilians shuffled past, faces pale in the dim light. "Thank you," whispered an old woman. Vale only nodded. Then came the sound. Soft at first, then rising, claws scraping on metal. Zombies crawled from under snowbanks, from air vents, from holes they had hidden in. They had waited. "Move!" Vale shouted. Park and Noor pushed civilians toward the south gate. Vale turned, covering them, firing until her rifle clicked empty. "Ilya!" she called. He pressed the detonator. The fuel dump erupted, a rolling wall of flame that swallowed the night. The shockwave threw Vale to her knees. The sky turned orange and black. Fire tore across the snow, melting, consuming. The screams faded beneath the roar. They ran. Through trees, through smoke, through falling ash that looked like snow again. Behind them, the outpost burned. Walls glowing, ice melting. The last of the infected consumed by fire. In the forest clearing, Noor counted survivors. 3 gone, 6 wounded, everyone else breathing. Park leaned against a tree, laughing between gasps. "We actually survived," he said. "For tonight," Vale answered. Her eyes followed the river running south, dark and endless. "When the sun rises, we move. Find another wall, another chance." The wind carried a sound from beyond the trees, faint, hungry, growing. Vale chambered her rifle. "Move," she said. They disappeared into the storm. The end of one nightmare is just the beginning of another.